Huntington XL 92.5 FM.
And we welcome you in. Glad you're along for the ride on this Friday afternoon at the ballpark. Is there a better phrase than that? An afternoon at the ballpark. We are live here at Harmon Stadium, Dusty Rhodes Field, here on the campus of the University of North Florida, and we are glad to be here, excited about being here for this Friday edition of the program. A lot of baseball coming up on the show. Today it's the Queens baseball team versus UNF, second game of a doubleheader. The Ospreys won the first game 7-0 to help themselves in the graphite division of the A-Sun. I'll explain that coming up in just a bit. But they lost. They're down 2-0, bottom of one in the second game, but they won the first one 7-0 in A-Sun play. 6 days from now, we'll be back for more A-Sun play. We'll be live at the campus of Jacksonville University. We'll be at JU when JU plays host to UNF, a three-game series Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That is the second Rumble. The first Rumble was here at UNF. JU won 2 out of 3 in that one. UNF trying to even the score. JU trying to sweep the series when it goes back to JU. And that's the last series before the A-Sun tournament. Not everybody qualifies for the A-Sun. I can tell you now, UNF trying to get in. They probably will. UNF now 11-14 in the league. The 4 teams that are already in, Stetson and JU in this graphite division, 20-4 and 16-8. In the hang on, JJ. I'll tell you what the other division's called in a minute. It's the gold division.
I was going to go with aluminum.
Yeah, I might have too. Gold division, Austin P 21-3, Lipscomb 15-9. So those 4 teams are already in the tournament, and UNF trying to get there. So our friend Matthew Driscoll is going to stop by at some point today, the terrific basketball coach here. I really want to ask Matthew, a guy that lives it every day, how hard is this world now? How hard is this college basketball world when the portal's all the rage and only thing anybody talks about? And how in the world do you try? I mean, it's hard as heck to get players. If you find a really good freshman and you're a mid-major, it's hard as heck to keep them. It's almost impossible. And how does that work, and how will it work? And so Matthew's going to stop by a little bit later on, and we're going to have that conversation. But it really is a tough world, so we'll certainly cover that. I'm looking forward to having that conversation with Matthew Driscoll today. So a lot of UNF today. I'm going to check in with Nick Morrow. He's on the road. He is the athletic director here, but he's on the road with the UNF softball team. They're doing very well. They're 1 win away from a conference championship, and they get 2 cracks at it. They are the only undefeated team in the tournament. They can go 1 out of 2 tomorrow. Lose the first, win the second. They're the A-Sun champions. They win the first one, they're there. So they just won 2-1. So good things going on for the softball team. But Nick will check in and tell us all that. It comes up in just a bit today. So a lot of UNF today, and again out to JU next Thursday. We're looking forward to that. Rookie minicamp tomorrow. JJ, what's got your attention? Just Travis Hunter? Anything else? I mean, anything else about the minicamp have your attention? I've got some thoughts on it, but do you have anything that
maybe
grabs
Tootin.
you?
I would like to see Tootin, but yeah, besides Hunter, no, not really. That's the main event for me. That's the prelims, the main event, the co-main event. That's all of it.
I think you hit, though, the other one. I really do. I mean, there's a handful of things I'm going to want to watch. Number one, all the rookies are there. They've put out a roster, have the Jaguars, and I'm with you. Obviously, we're all going to watch Travis Hunter Jr. We want to see what he looks like. We want to see how fast he looks. We want to see how agile he looks. I mean, most of the people that are going out there tomorrow, they're going out there to watch Travis Hunter. I don't think there's any debating that. I think we all kind of know that. So that's first and foremost. I want to watch Tootin. He's supposed to be super fast. Bayshul Tootin was drafted by them. Look, he's not a little guy. He's 5'11", 209 is what they list him at. So he's a good-sized running back. I will tell you, he's a guy to keep an eye on. I think he's going to wear number 33 at least for now. The rookies get rookie numbers now. That could change as they go on. But I would keep an eye on Tootin. I really would. I think you're right about that. In fact, both drafted running backs, LaQuinn Allen from Syracuse, also will be obviously at the minicamp. So that's another guy. Here's the other thing. I know no one's hitting, but I really want to see what Jonah Monheim, the center, and Wyatt Milam, the offensive guard, look like. I mean, it may just be what you look like in shorts, right? It may be what you look like running around in a helmet and shorts. But I am interested. Conventional thinking is, JJ, that both those guys are going to get in the hunt. And I think John Ogier said something really interesting yesterday. Other than a handful of spots, you know who the 2 starting defensive ends are. You know who the quarterback is. You kind of know who the 3 receivers are, because I'm going to put Deontay Brown in that group as well. But for the most part, it's all competition, man. So I think if nothing else, you know what I mean, JJ? You can get at least a look at what these guys look like, knowing that many of them are going to compete for jobs.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got a good look at Tootin last year as he was running it up and down on Miami. So
what did he do? What did he do against games?
Well, their offense was unstoppable. I mean, our defense was terrible. He had like a 50-yard touchdown run. Yeah, he was great. So I'm looking forward to him. And like Ozier said yesterday, I was a little surprised because I just assumed both tackle positions are sort of locked up, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't think they are at all. You mean the offense? Oh, I don't think there's any question there. I think they have really.
I just assumed Walker at left and Anton at right.
Yeah, and and it'll start that when camp starts. I'm pretty certain it'll start that way. But I got to tell you, I think there's a real of all the positions, of all the rooms as they call it, that they tried to create competition or increase competition for. Bro, I think that one's first and foremost. I think they wanted more competition in the offensive line room. I think, honestly, all 5 positions. Now, look, conventional thinking says you paid Robert Hainsey to be your center, and you paid Patrick McCarty to be your guard, or Bakari to be your guard, so they're probably going to start. But, no, I think the idea is to truly create competition at all those spots. I think that's the goal, so we'll see. But I'll say this, too. I was thinking about this today. And look, my preface on this is we all know that the Jags are sort of the kings of off-season, and we win every off-season and don't win so many seasons. I know that. But I will tell you, maybe it's because people wanted Trent Baalke out. If we're being honest, maybe that's what it is. Maybe the fact is people just wanted Trent Baalke to get fired, and maybe that's what it is. But I think between Tony Boselli finally being in place, because we all know he loves those Jags as much as any of us do. I think that's one thing that stands out. Nobody loves those Jags the way Boselli loves those Jags, or nobody loves them anymore. So I think that's part of it. I think the fact that we have all been kind of impressed and wowed with Gladstone and Liam Cohen to this point, that I think there's a level of excitement that is a little different. I'll bet that thing's packed tomorrow, JJ. I'll bet you, fans can go for free. They just have to sign up. I'll bet you that thing's packed. I'll bet we're overwhelmed. If rain holds off and the weather cooperates, I'll bet we're overwhelmed by how many people show up at that thing. I
agree. That. I mean, when you Google Jacksonville Jaguars news, randomly, I'll do it every day when I wake up. It's like all of it's Travis Hunter news. So I think we're almost like too close to it to realize how big of a star Travis Hunter is nationally. I guess I didn't even realize it, but the guy won a Heisman Trophy. He played for Prime, and he's a superstar.
Yeah, he really is. So other guys I will watch: Caleb Rensaw, their second pick, third rounder, but their second pick. I think he's got a chance to be a starting safety. I think people believe that, so he's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to watch Jack Kaiser. I will tell you that there's a belief among some that he's got a chance to start. I've been saying this. If you're someone that cares about depth charts and breaking down who plays what position, I remain convinced that Devin Lloyd's going to move to the Sam. I don't think Devin's going to wind up being a Mike or Will. I think he's going to move to the Sam, which will be yet another position for him here. And I think the Mike and the Will be obviously Aluakon's the Mike. I think the Will linebacker is going to be Ventrell Miller to start things. But I really believe that Jack Kaiser can and will push him, and I think that's part of it. So I want to see what Kaiser looks like. I want to see what Caleb Rensaw looks like. I want to see what Rayon Lane, another guy they drafted, looks like. It just feels like there's enough names and enough guys who will get into the mix. So I hope you're going, by the way. Again, you can sign up just through your Ticketmaster account. That's how you do it. Doesn't cost anything. They just want to count so they know how many people are coming and who's coming, so they want to be organized about it. So you can't just show up and get in. But if you have a plan, you can get in, and it's going to be an awful lot of fun. 2 quarterbacks will be throwing. Seth Hennigan, who they signed as an undrafted free agent, and Kinkeed Dent. Am I saying that right, JJ? Kinkeed?
I have no idea.
Kinkead. I promise you, as the play-by-play voice of the team, if he makes the team, I'll learn it.
Yeah.
Kinkeed Dent, I believe it is. Big guy now, 6'4", 215. He was signed. He'll be in a tryout situation. Right now he's a mini camp arm. You got to have arms, and that's why he's here. So, but it'll be fun to watch. I'm excited about the amount of people that'll be there, and I'm excited about what I think it'll be. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, more things to talk about. JJ, I feel for you. The pain's coming tonight. I just want you to know that. Are you prepared for the pain?
I am. I will actually be at work for most of the game, so I brought like a first aid kit and Kleenex, and 6:40 first pitch. Braves, Pirates, one team under 500, another team under 500. Everyone's talking about it, Frank.
I mean, you talk
two
about
of the lowest scoring teams in baseball, including the lowest.
Yeah, you talk about Texas, Oklahoma.
Number one versus number two. This is like basically Florida State, Florida in 1990s.
You think Michigan, Ohio State's good? I can still remember when I was at the Times Union, we called Keith Jackson and asked him what's the best rivalry in all of college football, and he said, for sheer ferocity, I'll take Alabama Auburn. Well, forget about that, okay? We got Pirates and Braves on a Friday night. I don't even know what the game is. Where's the game? Is it in Atlanta?
I believe it's in Pittsburgh.
Dude, now good luck now winning in front of 38-42 on the river, okay?
I love that stadium. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. If I lived there, I would obviously just go for the scenery. Obviously not the team.
Listen, I'm predicting a Pirates sweep. I think they win easy, all 3 games. And I think this starts a run. After this, all they have to do is play the Phillies and the Mets. So I think we're good, is what I'm thinking.
Is Skeens pitching this series?
I think he is. I think
that's unfortunate.
Sunday. Yeah, no, it is. You congratulations on your 2-0 win that day. I've already gave you all the scores. So congratulations on that.
He's actually not. He's not pitching this series.
Oh, he's not.
So we dodged a bullet there.
You won't have a 2-0 win. They'll all be 8-1. Okay.
Yeah, next pitching for Skeens is Monday against the Mets.
You know what? That's a good sign. By the way, the Braves have won 3 straight series. I know you panicked early, and I get it. When it's your team, you panic early.
I'm still panicked.
Yeah, I think the Braves, before it's over, are going to be pretty good, boy. Now, the problem is that dang division, as we've talked about many times. I think the Braves are going to be pretty good. I really do. So we'll see. We'll talk a little bit. We got fun stuff to talk about. What's the update on the Anthony Edwards injury? Any update?
I think he'll be fine. He came back in the game, and obviously he was probably had a lot of adrenaline flowing, and it's always like the next day that you're worried about. But, I think he'll be fine in time for Sunday's game or Saturday's game.
My first thought when he got hurt was, if nothing else, that it levels the playing field.
It's even now, right?
Yeah. If he wasn't coming back with Steph out and Anthony Edwards out, I thought that might level the playing field. So we'll see what happens. So we'll touch on some of that. All right, a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to talk some UNF athletics. My friend Matthew Driscoll will be by at some point. We're also going to check in with Nick Morrow, who is in Alabama with the UNF softball team, and sort of do a state of the union and at UNF. A lot of fun stuff to do. Pete Prisco, 5 o'clock. A lot more coming up. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM on a Big Chief Tire Friday.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Adding more flavor to your evenings.
What's that haunting aroma?
Into the night with Rick Ballou.
Will there be anything else?
Have a late night snack with Hacker.
You're going to die soon with that diet. You know that.
Evenings on Jacksonville Sports Radio 1010XL.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie. If you have a sweet tooth like me, the sweetest desserts in town come from Spoonful Bakery. Spoonful is an online bakery. They deliver boxes of assorted desserts right to your home or office. They're so good, and they make for great gifts for friends or clients. And if you want custom orders, wedding cakes or birthday cakes, or catered desserts for an event, they are the best. Log on to spoonful-bakery.com or call them at 904-515-4984. That's Spoonful Bakery for the sweetest desserts in town.
This is Hays Carlyon from my friend Holt at Harold & Harold. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the day to get everything done. Then you get injured in an accident and you don't know what you're going to do. Let Harold & Harold make it easy for you. Easy on becoming a client. You can just text or email if you want. Easy on finding a doctor and getting through the process. Hopefully you won't need them, but if you're ever injured, call Harold & Harold and make it easy on yourself. Call them at 904-251-1111. That's 251-1111.
Frank Frangie here. I've known the Parman family for years, and what stands out is how they run Big Chief Tire. It's not just about tires. It's about showing up, doing the work, and taking care of people. That's the culture they've built over 4 generations. When you walk into Big Chief, you're treated with honesty, respect, and real hometown service. That's how Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling. Schedule your next appointment at WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950.
Hello,
First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. You hear my buddies Dan and Jeff talk about that great food at Daly's Dash all the time. Jeff loves that Duval and Dan loves the Boss. And they're right, both are terrific. But I can tell you they have so many excellent options at Daly's Dash. Salads and flatbreads and tacos and quesadillas, you name it. And of course, those fantastic subs and sandwiches. I just had the Italian sub. It is so good. The thing is, Daly's Dash is really committed to their food and committed to making it perfect for you. Everything is fresh, made to order every time. And there's so many Daly's locations in town, no matter where you are, there's one near you. I love to pop in and grab a sub at lunch, or maybe after a round of golf, or maybe even after calling one of those Jags games. There's never a bad time to stop into Daly's Dash and grab that great, great food. So head there today. Take it from Dan and Jeff, or take it from me. They say it's nicer here. It really is. And the food is delicious. Head to Daly's Dash today.
Happy Mother's Day.
I have cooked, cleaned, scrubbed.
If you'd like some help with Mother's Day gift ideas from Beard's Diamonds, Wicca Candle Bar, Small Cakes Jacks, and Jacksonville Flower Market, go to 1010XL.com.
You're a good one, aren't you?
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Attention business owners and property managers. Hurricane season is right around the corner. Is your property ready? Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter for expert storm drain cleaning and hydrojetting. Our powerful VACCON truck clears the way so your drains flow freely when the rain hits. Call 904-862-6769 today to schedule your service and protect your property before the storms start rolling in. Duck Duck Rooter, your trusted name in storm drain maintenance. Visit us at duckduckrooter.com. We are a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Attention poker enthusiasts, get ready for unbeatable action at Best Bet with locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. Dive into the excitement with $500 high hands every Friday and $1,000 high hands every Saturday. And save the dates for May's table game giveaways. $300 every 20 minutes on select Fridays and Saturdays. Want in on the action? Visit bestbetjacks.com for all the details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. I always brag on what you guys have on-road and off-road. But, Greg, tell everybody about what's happening on the water, because you got loads of opportunity.
We do. We've got lots of boats in stock. We got the Honda 19-foot Fisher Runabout. We've got the Coach pontoons, all of them with that legendary Honda motor and legendary Honda reliability, which you always want when you're out on the water.
You could be cruising along the Intercoastal or out on the ocean, but check it out. Facebook page ready for all of you to see. Cycles of Jacksonville, or their showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
Remember Mom this Mother's Day with a beautiful floral arrangement from Cume Flowers. JJ here with 1010XL, and there's no excuse for a last-minute thing when you can simply call Cume Flowers or go online to cumeflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
We welcome you back to the program. Our friend Matthew Driscoll will be along in a little bit to talk about all the things going on in the world of college basketball, big picture and small picture. We're right now live here at UNF. The Ospreys have beaten Queens in the first game of a doubleheader. It was moved up 7-0. They trail in game 2, and we'll continue to update you as we go. But maybe one of the best, the stories that doesn't get told enough is about this outstanding UNF softball team. boy, are they good. 22-2 in the league, and they won again. They're now one game away, and they've got a little bit of wiggle room. They can win 1 out of 2 tomorrow, and they win the A-Sun. Our friend Nick Morrow, the athletic director, always joins us here. He's on the road with that team. Nick, good things happening for the UNF softball team.
Man, it's exciting. I'm sad I'm not there with you, Frank, right now, but I'm in a pretty good place being with our softball team out in Alabama.
This team is 44-13 in the regular year, 22-2, as I said. And maybe that's the best kept secret around, and shame on me and others of us that talk a lot of UNF and JU, but probably don't talk about this team enough. How did they get, and this isn't the first year, by the way, it's a good program. Tell me about the building of this program and how this team suddenly is one of the best mid-major college softball teams in the country.
Yeah, we're no stranger to making it to the finals. We've actually been 3 of the past 5 years, but we've come up from the loser's bracket each of those 3 times. This is the first time we're coming from the winner's bracket side. So that means we made the finals 4 of the past 6 years. So you can see we've been knocking on the door for a little while. And this hopefully is our year, and we'll go to our first ever NCAA tournament, which will be really exciting, making history at UNF. But, I mean, it makes us run even greater, too, is last year we lost a lot of seniors. Almost our entire starting lineup were seniors. And now we got this new group, and we got a great mix of an upperclassmen, freshmen chipping in, transfers, and they found the right combination. Coach Conrad's done a tremendous job, and we're rolling right now.
Tell me about, and it's a question, again, we don't ask enough. I don't know a lot about Jeff Conrad. I could tell you everything about Merck. Same thing with the other schools. Same thing with, if Tim Walton had 1-2 titles, I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about him. But there's a significance. I mean, softball is pretty prominent after you get beyond the big schools. What's the significance of this for UNF, that all of a sudden UNF softball under Jeff Conrad is so good?
Well, so when I took over as athletic director, we had Marcy Higgs that was here for many, many years. She actually predated Coach Moon. And then she was actually, after her first season under my leadership, she decided she was going to hang it up and didn't want to coach college softball anymore. And Coach Conrad was on staff. And he was responsible for a lot of the recruiting that took place. And so I always knew him as a hardworking recruiter, had a good reputation in the recruiting world, not too dissimilar from Coach Merck. Right. And that's really attracted me to him. And when you have a winning program and you've got somebody in-house that's been there building that up, it makes it a pretty easy decision to make them a head coach. And so even though we went through a full process, national search, he still rose to the top. And, it's proven to work.
UNF, 1 win away. Again, they went 22-2 in the league, man. That's really good stuff. 1 win away now from their first A-Sun championship in softball under the direction of Jeff Conrad. Nick Morrow is our guest. He's the athletic director at UNF. He's on the road with the Ospreys. All right, give me a big picture. Give me a little bit of a state of the program. It sure feels good. I was able to wander around in this and obviously the nest here and look at the renderings. I love renderings, Nick. I'm a big rendering guy.
Big rendering guy.
But tell me a little bit about, let's start with baseball. There's some fun stuff happening here from a facility standpoint, from a program growth standpoint, isn't there?
There is. We're baseball around the 500 mark right now. They're in the mix. They control their own destiny for the A-Sun tournament, which would be great because, we haven't been there in 3 years. And so it'd be great to get back there. And if there's one sport where anything can happen when you get to the tournament, I would say baseball's it. And so we just got to get in there. And then we're close to fundraising, completing our fundraising to do phase 1 that we want to do out there, which is replace the field, move in the fence lines, create new seating down the left and right field line, new padded wall that has some really cool elements to it to make it kind of a unique feel. And so all that we're hoping to do this fall. So we'll go ahead and do fall ball on the condition it's at, and then mid to late October break ground and be ready to go for next season with a whole new look, basically from the dugouts in.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, and if I'm talking out of turn, stop me. I hope I'm not. But we're talking about a really new look. We're talking about an artificial turf field, which, by the way, is all the rage now in baseball. You're going to see more and more of it even in the state of Florida. But we're talking about that. We're talking about the fences are going to look different. I mean, we're not talking – sometimes when people renovate a college stadium at any sport, they make a couple tweaks and they get excited. We're talking about essentially a brand new thing here on the same property. Am I saying that right, Nick? I think it's going to be way different.
Yeah, it'll look very different. You won't know where you're at except for the branding that'll be all over the place. Like it'll have a whole different look, even different dimensions. Because one thing we'll do is our home bullpen will move beyond the outfield fence, so beyond right field, which means we got to pull it in a little bit, which means we're going to go up to maintain that distance. So we're going to have like a 14-foot high right field wall, and that's going to add a cool element to it. The pit, which I don't know if that's where you're hanging out in right now, but that pit's going to become, so that's such a great spot. It's been so popular this season. We're going to make that more of a permanent fixture. We're going to push it out even a little bit closer to the field and make it longer, and we're going to be able to fit 60 to 80 people on there for each game. So it's and then we're down the left field line. We're going to create more family-friendly elements in that back corner. It's going to be landscape turf, and we're really going to embrace the family side of it, so families can come out and have a good time watching some college baseball.
Nick, are things going on in the arena? The only reason I ask is when I came to Park, I saw construction. I saw construction zones. So I'm going to ask Nick if there's what's going on in the arena these days.
Well, the only thing better than having a good rendering is seeing that rendering come to life.
No question.
Yeah, so we started our arena locker room project on Monday. And so that'll take about a 4-month process, and it's going to replace or renovate and create new spaces for men's and women's basketball, volleyball, locker rooms, expanded training room that all our athletes can utilize, and a video room that all of our athletes can utilize. So it's been a long time coming, and we're started. And by September, before the start of the season, all those places will be doing a grand opening, and look forward to having y'all out to see it firsthand. But exciting project there.
Nick, I'm going to talk to Matthew about this when he stops by today. He's had a lot of things. He's with his grandson now, which I respect greatly. But he's coming by in a bit, and I'm going to ask him this. But let me ask you this from the AD's chair: how hard is it for these mid-major coaches now? I mean, goodness gracious, it's hard to recruit, but if you find somebody, it's even harder to keep them, isn't it? And then so you got to go to the portal. Obviously, you're going to a portal for a different guy than these Power Fours are going for. I don't know that I can ever remember a challenge, there being more of a challenge on mid-major coaches at both these sports than there is now. How do you see it as you sit in that AD's chair?
It is so incredibly difficult, and this year was just even exacerbated even more because there's so much more money in the system with this revenue sharing coming, and before this NIL clearinghouse comes into play for collectives where they got to run their deals through. A lot of people were spending a lot of money before the July 1 deadline. And so more money was flying around than ever before. So, literally everyone's losing half their roster. I mean, even Baylor's not immune to it. Baylor had one returning scholarship player because guys were jumping into the portal, and that's Baylor. And so it was a real challenge for us. We lost 6 of our top guys, 2 of them to graduation, and 4 guys to the portal. And 3 of those 4 are now signed with Big Ten schools. And cumulative between those 4 players, they're going to make over $2 million in NIL money. So it's just not realistic for us to be able to compete and retain those folks when they're making that kind of money at that next level. And so we just got to change our philosophy and what we do and know that we're going to have them for 1 or 2 years. You use that as a recruiting pitch. We clearly can recruit and develop players because there's one guy after another that's gone to a Power 4 program. So we've got to embrace that element of it and really try and get the right combination of guys each year because you're no longer building a program. You're creating a team year to year, and so how do you embrace that idea? And that's really hard for coaches, especially those that have been in it for a long time, but how do you create that team year to year that can go and compete and win your conference? Because at the end of the day, we're a one-bid league. So create a team that can win your league and go to the NCAA tournament because now everybody else in our league's in the same boat. So what can we do to make sure that we go after that championship and make the NCAA tournament?
And of all the things you do with facilities, we all do, for all the guys in your industry, Nick, do with facilities, you do such a great job of what a good job you all do with academics and make sure at least on some campuses that remains important, as it should. Is it still about how much money you can raise? I mean, is it still about money in the NIL? Is it still about money that will come through the school now after the house settlement? I mean, golly, you guys are always trying to raise money, but it seems like it's going to be harder than ever now. Is that still a big piece of this thing?
No doubt. You got to generate revenue. So how do you create? Because even though we might not be able to retain some of the guys that just left that went to go to that next level, there's another batch of guys out there that we could go and go after. But, I mean, if you're not even at least coming to the table with some sort of revenue share or some sort of NIL, you're not going to be able to get your first choice in the portal. I mean, even if it's as much as 50,000, or something like that. So there's more and more demand for revenue than ever before, just to go after players or to do that facility upgrade or to make sure we put on the great student athlete experience. And so, I would say this seat, the AD seat's about as challenging as it's ever been. But at the same time, I'm still really bullish on UNF and what we could do for this university, for this community. I think we can be a national brand. And so we just got to keep adapting and keep working hard and be the best in our conference so we make that NCAA tournament where the national exposure is.
All right, final thing, and I'll let you go celebrate today's softball win with folks around you. But final thing, as you build, as the AD, and as you build a staff, and as you build everything you're trying to build, do you go find more avenues with which to generate those revenues? I mean, do you hire more salespeople? Do you know what I mean? That may be a dumb question, but do you change even the infrastructure of your operation to go find that additional dollars? Do you work harder at building the NIL? How does that whole thing work?
Yeah, we actually put a task force together that we've been meeting for several months now to kind of talk about, okay, what ideas can we come up with to where we're not going back to the same people asking for support, but generating revenue other ways, like what premium seating options can we create? What kind of events can we put on? What else is sellable inventory we can go to different corporate businesses for? And so, we're constantly talking about it. And we're also watching the national landscape because everybody's kind of looking at it a little bit differently. And come later this summer, early fall, we're going to announce a new fundraising arm and how we're approaching different things. It's going to look a little bit different going into next year. And that's, again, just us adapting to what's going on in the national landscape and make sure we position ourselves to be at our best.
Makes a lot of sense. Nick Morrow, the terrific athletic director here at the University of North Florida. The UNF softball team, he's on the road with them, beat Eastern Kentucky today, 1 win away from the NCAA tournament. What a great move, or what a great day that would be for Jeff Conrad and the UNF Ospreys. Nick, thanks for spending some time. Go have fun today, man. We'll keep everybody posted on this baseball game. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Championship game tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern, ESPN+. Let's go Ospreys.
All right, Nick Morrow, the athletic director, 2 o'clock, ESPN+. The UNF softball team plays for a championship, and good luck to the Ospreys. And I mean that sincerely. It's hard to win championships. I think, you listen to our program enough, our station enough, but really, UNF, JU, the local high schools, we build our radio station around the importance of them and how well they do. So we root awfully hard for our local team. So congratulations to UNF softball for getting this far, and hopefully they go win that thing tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. We'll take a break. We're live at UNF. Got a lot more to do. I thank our friends from Big Chief Tire Company. There's 5 locations here on the First Coast. The newest location so far, has been in Orange Park. There's the north side, 2 on the west side, and the south side. Nobody does a better job of those awesome tires. No matter what kind you want, they'll get them for you. Brakes, alignment, oil changes. For over 60 years, people you can really trust in Jacksonville with your automobile. My friends from Big Chief Tire Company. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Take the low line and make a slide job to the front row.
Right around the bottom, all the way through turn 1 and 2.
Sunday at Kansas, NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fantastic news here. Due to overwhelming response, Beers Diamonds extending their amazing earring and bracelet sale for Mother's Day. Hicken here. So now through Mother's Day, you can still save up to 40% off diamond earrings and diamond tennis bracelets. It's Beers' most ambitious offer ever, and response has been incredible. The corporate-owned big box stores can't touch these prices. Beers, locally owned, man. Say hi to the Lupos when you go over there. The freedom to give you pricing you deserve. Highest quality diamond jewelry. Celebrate the mothers in your life with something they'll appreciate for decades to come. They also have special pricing on other Mother Day favorites, including colored gemstones, pearls, pendants, and fashion jewelry. Beards Diamonds, your destination for making this Mother's Day truly special. Don't miss Beards Diamonds' biggest sale ever. Up to 40% off Beards' already beatable value price. Now through Mother's Day at the Town Center. Only locally owned jeweler. It's Beards Diamonds.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Mayday, mayday, mayday.
Come in, Linda. Over.
We've got a sea of new vehicles and they're priced so low they're rocking the boat. Come check out our biggest selection of inventory with prices that don't break the bank and our wow ya experience that will ensure smooth sailing for your next car purchase. Plus, take advantage of our peace of mind warranties, transparent pricing to provide you with a peace of mind. You better beat the surge and head to the all-new Beaver Toyota or Chevrolet for the car buying experience you deserve.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass needs around the home, there's one name I trust, Lee and Kate's Glass. Those beautiful custom glass shower enclosures, maybe a new mirror, a glass tabletop. They can even replace your foggy or cracked glass without having to replace the whole window. Lee and Kate's is local. They're family-owned. They've been a part of our community since 1926. Boy, they've taken care of me, including our brand new offices at Walk Off Charities. They did a great job. I promise they'll do the same for you. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
Get a healthy start in 2025. The Florida Department of Health in Duval County is here to encourage you to get healthy and stay healthy this year. They have a dedicated team who are committed to providing quality care. The goal is to protect, promote, and improve the health of you and your family. Visit duval.floridahealth.gov to learn more about their health programs and services. That's duval.floridahealth.gov.
Celebrate Mom with a unique experience this Mother's Day at Wick, a candle bar. Make her own custom candle with over 90 fragrances at Wick, a candle bar in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town. Setting the standard in our hometown. Quality service, the best around. Coolidge is the cat that cares about your heating and about your air. Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town.
We know who they play, and now we'll finally find out when. Join 1010XL all day Thursday for the big reveal. Open by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors, and Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, septic and air conditioning.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated Bi-Star Ballpark. Join us tonight for fireworks and tomorrow at 6:35 for more fireworks. And Mental Health Awareness Night with free beach hats to the first 2,000 fans through the main gate, courtesy of River Point Behavioral Health and Bi-Star. Catch on the field and free face painting before the game on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day at 3:05. JackShrimp.com for tickets.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round. It's Hays' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hays Carlyon.
All right, welcome back to the Frangie Show. I am not Hays Carlyon, but I do have his headlines today. Thank you, as always, Harold and Harold. All right, first up, Frank, we got rookie minicamp tomorrow. We have sort of football. There's going to be people on a football field tomorrow at the Miller Electrical Center. Doors open at noon. Practice at 1:30. You can get your tickets online. Frank, what are you expecting?
Yeah, I expect everybody out there watching Travis Hunter, like me. But you said it earlier. You said it before I did, JJ. I think Bashul Tootin, someone really worth watching. He's probably next in line for me. Caleb Rensaw, who I think has a great chance to be a starting safety I'm interested in. I think Wyatt Milam has a great chance to win that left guard job. He's certainly going to be given every chance to win it. I'm certainly going to be watching him. Jonah Monheim as well. I think they drafted guys they think are going to be on the team, or at least think have a great chance to be on the team. They're remaking this thing, JJ. It's a remake, man. That's why they brought in 10 free agents. That's why they whacked some guys, most recently Gabe Davis, that you might not have expected were not going to be on the team. And when you're remaking it like they are, everybody's got a chance, and that includes a lot of these rookies. I'm also excited about seeing what the fan turnout is. I got a hunch it's going to be really good. I love that they made this available to the fans. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, when they got rid of Ingram and Gabe, I was like, okay. New era has begun, folks. All right, Story number 2 today. Big one in college football. Ross Dellinger's reporting that a 16-team college football playoff bracket is, quote, gaining support in the Big Ten and SEC. So the bids would be 4 SEC, 4 Big Ten, 2 ACC, 2 Big 12, 1 G6, and 3 at large. They would also assume, that's assuming that they also have playing games in the Big Ten and the SEC to get in.
Yeah, I don't love some of it, but I have said, and you know this, JJ, we've been doing this show together every day. I never thought they were stopping at 14.
No.
It was silly. It was silly to go from, remember that was all the time, oh, they're going to go to 14. They were never going to 14. They were going to go from 12 to 16, which is the right number. I don't know that I love as many automatic qualifiers as they've got. I think that's the power of the SEC and Big Ten throwing their weight around. But I don't know that I personally love that part. Honestly, I would have 16 teams. I would have 4 Power 4 champions. I would have 1 Group of 5 champion. And I'd have 15 or 11 at large, or whatever the number is. That's what I would do. 11 at large teams.
Yeah, the more at large for me is that's what you want, you know. But they're not going for that whatsoever.
And the reason is because the Big Ten and the SEC, haughty as they are, and I'm a big SEC fan, but I think that what's happened is clearly they're afraid that they're going to lose if it's all at large teams, they're going to lose the argument that an 11-1 Tulane is going to get in ahead of their 8-3 or 8-4 Georgia or 9-3 Georgia or Tennessee. They're afraid 11-1 Tulane will beat out 9-3 Tennessee. Well, if 9-3 Tennessee is guaranteed a spot, then they can't beat them out. That's what this is about. This is about the SEC and the Big Ten worrying about 11-1 Boise getting in ahead of 9-3 Iowa. That's what this is about, and that's what they're trying to prove. Whether you like it or not, that's what these big conferences are trying to prevent. But I love the fact that they're going to 16, and I think they are. This will be the last year it's 12.
Yeah, I just don't, like, on a normal year, are 4 Big Ten teams the best 16 teams in America? No.
I'm with you.
I don't understand where the Big Ten sort of finagled their way into we're on equal footing as the SEC. I never got that. All right, next story. Go ahead.
But the SEC, real quickly, the SEC, when the SEC and Big Ten partnered, because they are the 2 moneymakers, and when the 2 moneymakers partnered, they're going to wind up having equal say. I hear you. I agree with you, by the way. I think you're exactly right, but that's why it landed there.
And I also, before we leave this story, I mean, the 1 G6 automatic team, why do we keep doing this? I just hate it. I'll never get used to that. They're never going to win the national title. It is what it is. All right. Last night in the association, the T-Wolves ran over the Warriors. I mean, they took a big lead early to start the game, did not look back. I believe at one point it was like 13-0. In the first quarter, it got to like a 20-point lead. I turned that bad boy off. But what I did miss was, of course, Draymond Green picked up his 5th technical foul in 9 playoff games so far, yet somehow he was the victim after the game. Without Steph, Frank, it doesn't look possible for the Warriors.
Well, a bunch of things. First of all, I watched those first 13 points. It was amazing to me the shots the Warriors were taking and missing. They never threw it inside one time. They were missing threes. They finally scored when Jimmy Butler hit a line drive three.
Yeah.
And then he hit a little runner to make it 13-5, and it was never close after that. But I will tell you, the whole Draymond thing, I blame a lot of the basketball establishment. At some point, because Golden State kept winning and because he was part of the formula of them winning, that they continued to allow him, to tolerate him, to enable him. Someone years ago should have said, listen, you can't keep acting like a jerk. Go away. He's not a good enough player he's not a good enough player that you should allow that. But he was a big part of a good enough run that nobody wanted to disturb. Everybody thought when Klay Thompson was still there and Steph was so good and Draymond was better and younger than he is now, that Durant might come and go, and Andrew Wiggins might come and go, and now Butler might come and go. But those three, and again, Klay's gone now, but those three had so much success, nobody was going to mess it up, and that's why they have enabled him to act like just a big jerk. He should go away. He really should.
Enabling is the perfect word for it, because that's exactly what it is. I mean, once again, last night it was like one of those where he gets fouled and then he flails his arm like he just makes it a lot worse than it actually is. And you know who else I have an issue with is these national broadcasts. Like, once again, Van Gundy last night's like, oh, I don't think he meant to do that. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, almost every time they give him the benefit of the doubt, it's like, really, after 10-plus years in the league, can we stop giving him the benefit of the doubt, please?
Yeah. Well, and again, there's a different set of rules for him, and there should never be a different set. Again, if there's going to be a different set of rules, I want it to be for Michael Jordan, not Draymond Green.
The best player in the league, Right. I think he's one technical away from being suspended a game in the playoffs. All right, next story. Go ahead.
No, that's right. You're exactly right. Keep going.
So next story, Browns general manager Andrew Berry came out today and said it's increasingly unlikely that Nick Chubb will be back with the Browns in 2025.
You know, it's funny. Not funny. Funny's the wrong word. He was so good. He was headed towards Saquon Barkley territory before the latest injury. That was really a shame. He was a legend before he ever carried the ball at Georgia. He was a high school legend. Got to Georgia. I mean, I remember a high school tape of him, JJ, when he was like this athlete. He would stand still and jump over these high hurdles, and they couldn't believe how athletic he was. He got to Georgia and was every bit as good as advertised. And, dude, he got to the NFL and was as good as advertised. The last injury is the one that kind of took him out, and that's a shame because healthy Nick Chubb was one of the best running backs of his era. It really was.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this goes to the point of, like, you don't take Ashton Genty at number 5. Like, I'm just so glad the Jags didn't make that decision because they might be great the first couple years, but there's just no sustainability with these running backs in the NFL. It's sad that that's what happened in the position, but it is what it is. All right, last night on the Diamond in college, madness. All right, I don't follow college baseball, but both these stories were all over my timeline. So first off, Auburn scored 24 runs through 5 innings versus South Carolina last night. What the heck is happening there? They called the game after 7.
So I turned it. I was just channel surfing last night, right? And that game was on ESPN 2. All right, I was just flipping around, and it was in the 3rd inning. It was 15 to whatever, and they were hitting lasers, dude. Now, South Carolina, the story there is not Auburn. Auburn's got a good team, but they're only 13-11 in the league, at least until that game. They have a good team. They're top 10 because everybody in the SEC is good, right? The story there is how woeful South Carolina has become. Florida scored 22 on them in a game last week. This is a program under Ray Tanner, who's now at NC State. When Ray Tanner was at South Carolina, they won a national title. They were one of the best programs in the country. The swan dive that program has taken is amazing in the amount of runs they're giving up.
Yeah, you don't see, like, midweek teams get beat that bad. Like, not even close, especially down here in Florida, which takes me to my next college baseball story. This one's hilarious. So Washington, who I guess is an NCAA tournament bubble team, they were losing 5-4 to NAIA Warner Pacific after 6 innings. Warner Pacific is 11-33 on the season, okay? They did not even make their conference tournament. So what happened in the 6th inning? The lights magically died. And Washington avoided a loss on paper. The game does not count. So I like, does that hurt or help your NCAA tournament resume? I think it probably hurts. But I love this conspiracy, though.
I didn't see that story, and I don't know anything about either team. But, yeah, if you're Washington and you're losing to Azusa Pacific or whatever you call them, someone unplugged the damn thing, okay? Someone hit a breaker, for God's sake.
Now, I don't
want to
go into the specifics of this conspiracy, but there was one, and if you're a baseball fan, you know what I'm talking about, with the Baltimore Orioles and Cal Ripken Jr. in the 90s about, the light's not working and the streak continues and why he was going to miss the game, all that stuff. But the streak continued. All right, let's go to the Major League Diamond. Drama in Boston. The Red Sox, who I sort of adopted as my American League team after Hays Carlyon forced me to pick a World Series champion or a World Series. So I was just like, Dodgers, Red Sox. And they've been pretty decent. But there is some absolute crazy drama right now with Rafael Devers, who this was started before the season where they took him off third base and he was upset about that, put him at DH. And then now one of their players got hurt. And they need him to play first base, and he is flat out refusing to play first base. And I know this probably really pisses you off.
Well, I can tell you,
he hit a home run last night, by the way.
Yeah. So to expound on the story, JJ said they didn't want to. They got Bregman. They didn't want to play Devers in the field anymore. They wanted to be DH. Devers, this before the season, said, "I'm the third baseman."
Yeah.
And the team said, "Actually, no, you're not, and it ain't up to you." And they've hated each other ever since. Then the first baseman got hurt bad. As you saw, we probably all saw the injury, the bad injury. And now Devers said he's not going to play. Obviously, you run him off. I don't know what his contract situation is, and he can hit. But again, that's the diva in sports, and baseball players are as guilty as any.
He's asking to be traded. But for my sake of me picking them to go to the World Series, I hope he doesn't. All right. This is the last sports story of the day. Pirates-Braves tonight. It's the La Selva Frangie rivalry renewed.
Yeah.
And you guys have a guy on the mound tonight I've never heard of.
Carmen Majinski?
No, he's on Saturday. Let me
Bailey Falter?
Yes,
Bailey
Falter.
I think Bailey's going to scatter 3 hits over 7 and a third.
I'd be so pissed.
I think we're going to sweep the Atlanta Braves. I think it's going to be an easy sweep. I think it will be the talk of, because now that we have the new manager, see, forget all the other stuff. It has nothing to do, JJ, with the fact that it's the worst roster in baseball in the last 10 years. It was all the manager. That's why they went wrong. And now that they fired the manager, listen, because you're one of my good friends and a good guy, I feel bad for you how bad that beating's coming. I
am worried because the Braves just play down to their opponent constantly. I mean,
that's way down.
Yeah, it is. This is a team that lost to the Rockies the other day, and they're like even further down from you. All right, we'll take you. Go ahead.
7 in a row. That's what we're sitting on. 7.
Oh my gosh.
7 in a row.
It's going to be upsetting when you guys end your losing streak against us. All right, musical note of the day. We will take you out with Joe Walsh, Rocky Mountain Way, an amazing song because tonight, another great doubleheader in the NBA, and the Nuggets will be at home against the Thunder when I guess no team really desperately needs this one. But, I mean, if OKC wins on the road, you might be thinking it's game over for the Nuggets in that one. And then the early game, 7:30, Cavaliers at Pacers. I mean, the Cavs have to win or the season's over.
It's going to be fun in the NBA. The back and forth has been fantastic, and I love me some Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh, by the way, not nearly as popular as the Eagles overall, but Rocky Mountain Way and Life's Been Good are probably 2 of the most memorable songs of that era, and he's a crazy cat for sure. Well done, JJ, as always. We'll take a break. When we come back, Pete Prisco checks in. We'll talk some NFL, so stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Throughout history, significant numbers have made their mark on our minds. That includes sports and radio.
And this one's going to be 10-10.
1010 XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles from Nimnick since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities, and all we're trying to do to help underprivileged kids learn to play baseball. Treating you right, giving back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. With the excitement of Showtime becoming an official PSA dealer earlier this year, we've decided to add Fridays as another day to submit your cards for PSA grading. Drop off cards with Seth now on Wednesday, Friday, or Sunday, all from 1 to 5 p.m. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
Your yard starting to look a little like a jungle? Well, it might be time for a little TLC. Or how about RTC, Russell Tree Care? At Russell Tree Care, they give your trees the perfect haircut. Whether it's trimming or removing, they'll make sure your yard looks its best, all while keeping safety as a top priority. Call Russell Tree Care today and let them take care of your trees. Russell Tree Care, 844-4Mr. Wood. That's 844-467-9663. Or visit RussellTreeCareLLC.com today. Your trees will thank you.
Life happens every day, and sometimes it gets in the way. That's why 1010XL makes it easy to listen to your favorites. If you missed it, get it on demand.
At 1010XL.com.
Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Swing into the hottest party of the summer. Join First Tee Door Florida at the Yards on June 12th for the Summer Soiree Baja Beach Bash. We're bringing the vibrant spirit of Cabo San Lucas to the First Coast for an evening of family-friendly fun. Enjoy live music, craft cocktails, golf games, raffle prizes, and delicious Mexican-inspired cuisine from Taco Lu. Golf, fiesta, and philanthropy, all to support the impactful programs of the First Tee. Visit firstteenorthflorida.org/summer soiree to secure your tickets today.
At IHRS, we're passionate about solving your hair loss. We're clients too. With the latest hair transplant technology, FDA-approved laser hair therapy, and PRP, we guarantee solutions for both men and women. Call now for a free consultation and receive $250 off. Hair restoration is for me, and it can be for you too. Go to hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477.
Mother's Day is coming, so come to Jacksonville Flower Market and pick the perfect bouquet for the special mom in your life. They even customize the bouquet so it's exactly what she wants. Mention 1010XL and get 15% off. Jacksonville Flower Market off Beach and Southside.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180, entering with a 4-series winning streak and a 13-3 record across their last 16 games. The Florida Gators visit the Texas Longhorns this weekend for the first time in program history. The 3-game set opens tonight at 7:30 p.m. on ESPNU and on 1010XL. The number 2 Florida State baseball team travels to ACC newcomer Cal for their final road series of the regular season. The second to last weekend of the regular season begins tonight at 9 p.m. All 3 games will broadcast live on ACC Network Extra. The Jaguars are now up to 6 signed draft picks, with Wyatt Milam, Jalen McLeod, and Jonah Monheim all agreeing to their 4-year deals with the team. However, 3 picks remain unsigned, including first-rounder Travis Hunter. Right now, 86 degrees at 5 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Aaron Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on the Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
And we do thank our friends from Big Chief Tire Company. They do a magnificent job. 5 locations here on the First Coast. Orange Park, the most recent one that they have announced. 2 on the west side, 1 on the north side. South side is over here on Phillips Highway. They do a terrific job, my friends, from Big Chief Tire Company. Frank Frangie with you, along with JJ LaSelva. Hays Carlyon has the day off. He's had the week off. He'll be back in on Monday. Hacker Nation, kind enough to sit in with us, as he did for a few days this week. We're live at UNF. UNF and Queens now, second game of a doubleheader. Queens leads 3-1 in the second game. UNF won the first game 7-0. The Ospreys trying to get into that ASUN tournament. They're around 500. Queens has struggled a little bit. They have the gold and the graphite divisions. The divisions, you only play within your division now, which is interesting. You don't play teams from the other side. First time the ASUN has ever done that. So you're playing a lot of teams these days with whom you are familiar. Queens, of course, is from Charlotte, so they're only about 5 or 6 hours up the road. We'll continue to update you on this. Pete Prisco, we haven't tracked him down yet, but we'll track down Pete in just a second, and we'll talk some NFL with him. My friend Matthew Driscoll, the head coach at UNF, will be by here in about 15 minutes or so. So Pete Prisco coming up in about in a few minutes, and Matthew Driscoll coming up in less than a half an hour, so we're certainly looking forward to that. The news of the day, the news of the week, obviously, around here is the rookie minicamp. We've talked all about it. The fact that everyone's out there watching Travis Hunter, watching Bashul Tootin. JJ, I'm glad you brought up Tootin earlier, because I've seen the highlights. And he's explosive, right? He's a guy his highlights are explosive highlights. But I never watched him during a game. It just dawned on me, you watched him. You saw him get loose against Miami. And was he as explosive in real time? Highlights can make you look. Highlights can make you look like you're Barry Sanders. But obviously, you watched him in real time. Pretty good player.
Oh yeah, he had like 100 plus, 150 something like that yards. He had like a big long 51-yard touchdown run against us. That's really all I saw of him this year. But yeah, he looked small on TV, but quick, and powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, and even in the highlights, he looks small, but he's not. He's 5'11", 215 or so. So he's one of these quick burst guys. But I will tell you, listen, they've got 4 or 5 drafted running backs. Keelan Robinson was drafted late by the previous regime. I would say he's going to have a challenge, right? Because he wasn't drafted by this group. Was injured and didn't get to play very much last year, was probably brought in as more of he's a Texas player that had transferred in from Alabama. My guess is it's going to be harder. It's a harder challenge for him. Of the 4 remaining, though, it gets very interesting. Obviously, LaQuint Allen and, of course, Tootin are 2 that this staff brought in and they really like. But Travis Etienne's a first-round draft pick. Tank Bigsby's a high draft pick. And they both have strengths, man. I mean, if you think about it, they're 2 guys that have stuff they do well. They both have stuff they do well. So That might be, JJ, that might be the most interesting position group to watch if you think about it. I mean, that might be the most interesting position group to watch in that. I'll lay it out for you. I think the 2 drafted rookies are on the team. I certainly think Tootin's on the team. It's not inconceivable that Etienne, Bigsby, and Tootin are their top 3 running backs. That's 3 drafted guys. You know what else isn't inconceivable? It wouldn't be the biggest shock if they moved on from Etienne. Now, I'm not saying they're going to. I don't think they're going to. But you know what I mean? All the possibilities exist at that position because of all the guys they've added through the draft.
Yeah, and they've shown that if it's not their guy, I mean, they're not connected to their, they didn't draft any of these dudes. They didn't sign any of these dudes. So I could definitely see them getting rid of ETN. I don't even know what you'd get, a 6th or 7th rounder, I guess, because they're obviously not going to re-sign him. So, yeah, I would highly doubt that ETN is going to be on the roster come week 1.
Oh, you feel confident of that, huh?
Yeah.
They're not going to. That one's the most interesting one to me. And I'll say this: I would not be surprised. But he's a good player now. I mean, and I don't know what you can get for a running back in the last year of his deal these days. But he's a good player. I mean, it's not like. I mean, sometimes you get rid of. I don't know if Keelan Robinson's a good player. All right, they drafted him late. He wasn't much of an impact at either college. He's really fast. He could be a return guy or a 3rd down back. But I don't know if he's a good player. Right. Travis Etienne's a good player. There's no debating the fact that he's a pretty good player. Whether or not he winds up playing for them or whether or not what their plan is, 2 or 3 things stand out. There's a few negatives about Etienne. Number 1, he's not a guy that changes speeds. He's a guy that he's the same speed all the time. That's kind of who he is. He's the guys that change speeds don't get hit hard. They find a way to not get collided with. He's not a guy that does that. He's a guy that goes fast all the time, and when you go fast all the time, you get hit hard all the time, and I think he's that guy. Plays fast, runs hard, goes fast, and for that reason he gets hit a lot. So he's kind of the guy that does that, and that's kind of who he is. So we have not been able to reach my man Pete Prisco. So I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to break a little bit early here because that gives me a little more time with my buddy Matthew Driscoll. He is the head basketball coach here at UNF, and the basketball world has never been crazier. It's never been stranger. And he's one of the guys that has to live it. So we'll try and track down Pete later in the program. He was not available right now. But let's take a break. When we come back, Matthew Driscoll joins us, the UNF basketball coach. That's after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Get a Gator baseball chomp on 1010XL.
The Gators take a Texas 2-step to the Lone Star State for a showdown with the nation's top gun, Florida, Texas. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon on 1010 AM.
Hi, it's Frank Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass, there's one name I trust, and that's Lee & Case Glass. Mirrors, custom showers, tabletops, even foggy glass windows, they handle all that. And they've been doing it right since long before I ever picked up a mic. Local, family-owned, and part of this community, just like we are. They've taken great care of me, including our brand-new walk-off offices. Guys, they did a great job, and I promise they'll do the same for you. Lee & Case, it's the clear choice. Check them out at leeandcaseglass.com.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
John Haney here for Clearwater, and I know I'm always joking around, but this is a serious time for our coach and our team. So if you need a sprinkler system, a French drain, or seamless gutters, and you live in Duval County, then give us a call today.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers. And drainage too.
Duval.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway for all your outdoor living needs. Let them show you how a durable paver driveway can enhance your home. Visit stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
When it comes to your utility bill, JEA wants to help you use less so you can save more. We offer a variety of free programs, like efficiency and irrigation assessments that'll teach you ways to conserve energy and water around your home. Our alerts will let you know when your utility usage has reached a set amount, and our rebates can help you save when upgrading to more efficient appliances and equipment. Find even more ways to save at JEA.com.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Hello. Hello. The Checkmate Coatings phone line has you covered from the floor up. From tough sports topics to strong surfaces, Checkmate Coatings is your floor's missing piece and your connection to the sports world on 1010XL.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I don't see how a new air conditioner is going to work out for me.
Well, you like air conditioning, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. But a new air conditioner could be expensive.
Well, not if you...
to save up the money, I probably have to give up my extra hot skim latte every morning. Now I fall asleep during a staff meeting, get volunteered for the summer picnic committee, and end up sitting in the dunk tank all afternoon getting water up my nose.
Okay, look at it this way. Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing puts in a new AC. We hook you up with affordable financing, and you stay cool and comfortable for just $149 a month. Cool?
Cool. I see it now.
Life can be hard on your budget. If you suffer through the heat because of a broken AC you could totally afford to replace, you could visit.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler, and this Mother's Day, we'd like to help you celebrate Mom with up to 40% off our entire inventory. GIA-certified natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds, beautiful colored gemstones, designer brands, custom jewelry design. And Monahan Jewelers offers interest-free financing on any purchase, so get something special with a payment you can afford. Come celebrate Mom with fine jewelry at up to 40% off at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
Open early and open late. Dailies is always there, making things easy for you to cruise in and cruise out. So hit Dailies Cold Case the next time you're craving a cold one. Bud Light by the case, plus plenty of singles to choose from. Corona to the King of Beers to Stella or a Natty. They're all cold at Dailies.
Okay, sports fans, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. I and Beaches Dermatology are reminding you all to wear your sunscreen. Spring is here, and that means more time outside. Grabbing the clubs for your tea time? Bring the screen. Heading out on the boat? Bring the screen. Headed to the beach? Definitely bring the sunscreen. All in all, make sure sunscreen is included in your outdoor activities. If you have any concerns now, give Beaches Dermatology a call. I've been seeing them for years, and my skin thanks me for it. Call today online at beachesdermatology.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now back to a Big Chief Tire Friday on The Frangie Show. Big Chief Tire. Visit BigChiefService.com.
We appreciate our friends from Big Chief. 5 locations on the First Coast here. 1 on the north side, 2 on the west side, Orange Park, and the south side. Tires, automotive service, brakes, alignments, oil changes. They do it. Nobody does it better. Frank Frangie with you. Hays Carlyon's got the week off. My buddy Matthew Driscoll's the terrific head coach at UNF, and he stopped by, even during a baseball game, because I asked him to. You put the grandson to bed, and then he got over here. Is that what happened?
Grandson nap.
Yeah, nap.
Then fed.
Yeah.
Carrie changed the diaper, and now he's heading back.
Yeah,
but you know, this actually, quote unquote, was my best sport.
Yeah, baseball.
Catcher.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Up in Pittsburgh.
Oh yes, sir.
I didn't know that.
I was my senior year. We won as a junior. We won states, and then my senior year, moved over to the cat. And what a great position.
Yeah.
Do you know why? It's the only position in the whole field where you get to talk to somebody the whole time.
That'd be perfect for you, wouldn't it?
We right up. That's why. Hey, I credited somebody.
Yeah.
Just because you're talking to adults,
Yeah.
it's amazing, and I love the game.
Yeah.
I just watched softball get to the championship,
Which is great.
Amazing. She had a no going into the sixth.
Yeah.
And but what I love about it is things didn't work out. They got one. But this team's built different. Their mentality's different. And this whole thing's been about a business trip.
Yeah.
Beach volleyball just wins another one the other day and another A-Sun champion. This is a business trip. They got there last year, but it didn't come to fruition.
Yeah.
And you could see, even when they got that run and they took away the no-no, Allison was fine.
Yeah.
She's
She's
phenomenal.
They have a good team. I mean, they're 22-2 in the league.
I call her SO.
Yeah.
A lot of people say strikeout, right?
Yeah.
It's the Shohan. Shohan, she a beast. She hit him out, and she strikes him out. Right.
You're exactly right.
Combination.
Hey, look, we talk about this all the time. We don't live it. You live it. The world of college basketball now. How do you manage it? I mean, if you recruit a really good player, it's hard to recruit good players. Well, they leave. And then if you don't recruit a good player, how do you manage? I mean, you
get let go.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Well, I mean, coaches have gotten let go. You're right about that. But I mean, before that, how do you manage the day? I'm curious about that. How do you manage the day-to-day? Do you look at portal guys, not high school guys? Do you do both? Do you have one assistant coach does? How does that work? I mean, really.
So originally, though, to your original point,
Yeah.
it's really no different than it is back when we were winning championships and back when we first got here in 2009 and 16 years ago. Your mission's the same. How can we pour in? How can we make you a good a man as we can help make you?
Yeah.
How can we allow your talents and treasures to become the best version of you that we can allow it to be? So do we pour into you enough development-wise? Do we pour into you enough off the floor? Just pour into them. And when you pour into them, usually great things happen. We had a 3.59 GPA again this semester.
Yeah.
And so that is never going to change. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what is decided a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, or whenever. We are always going to be on that mission to make sure these young people, just like you do, you're talking about over 12,000 kids get a glove. Like, you're pouring into those dudes. And, well, this is different and this is different. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is those dudes. And so how do you manage it on the day-to-day? Number one, you have a meeting right away when the season ends. I know you guys, 2 years out of the last 3, our 4 best returning players have all gone away.
Yeah.
You can't tell a kid, like, come on, man, like, money, right? And so you bring them in, like, this is what's real. You beat South Carolina, you beat Georgia Tech, the first team in college basketball history, by the way, to ever do that in the first week, 2 P4s on the road, by the way. And now these agents are starting to come. Well, these kids are 18 years old, 19 years old. Like they're getting these promises and these dreams. And to our guys' credit, those things came to fruition.
Right. Well, I can tell you, and if I'm talking out of turn, sorry, but I'm told, after those 2 wins, when I was told, not by you, when I was told the amount of people that reached out to Josh Harris, when I heard the number, at first I didn't believe it.
Yeah, it was probably short.
Okay. But I'm just telling you, and I thought, does that affect your team? And if he's a good kid, he does it. And I know he's a good kid, but I mean, does that affect team chemistry? Rather than thinking about how do I get in the league and beat Lipscomb, am I thinking about where I'm going to wind up in 3 months? If you're human nature, he's got to, Matthew. Has to.
And one of the things that I really encouraged was let's get it over with. Like, let's find somebody that's really good. Let's sign with somebody that's really good.
Yeah, and then
let's get rid of this game.
Yeah.
Like, let's not play this game where he's going to do this and let's just find somebody, collectively with your parents, and which is what came to fruition. But to your point, the Lipscomb, 5 fifth-year players. North Alabama, all those 4th and 5th-year players. Queens, all those 4. JU, all those 4. Like, all these teams, that's no longer. That's gone.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't no longer. Cause
anywhere, not just your level,
correct.
anywhere.
That's correct. It doesn't matter because it's all trickle down. And the other thing, too, Frank, people forget now, we're going up to 15 scholarships. So that's 2 more scholarships times 80 teams. That's 160 guys going up.
Right.
Well, somebody's got to go be the 12th, 11th, 3rd. And you're going to give them 200, 300, 400, whatever it is you're going to give them, right? They say I heard somebody the other day say their roster is going to be about 20 million. 20 million.
20 million. Yeah.
And so when you think about that, where's it going to stop? And my Carrie makes an analogy about this. She's getting her master's. That's probably why. Swans and ducks, right? Graceful and beautiful, right?
Yeah.
You know what they do under the water? they pedal like a mad beast.
Yeah.
They are just pedaling, and that's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's like this, and like the Baylor kid. They had him signed for 1.3, he ends up at BYU for 3.5.
At BYU.
But there's no contracts.
Yeah.
There's no anything. Like, you sign, the next thing you know. And the other thing is this. I'll tell you about this. And these are all stories. I can't tell you the schools, but they're stories. You sign. This agent gets to your mom. I can get you 200 more. You decommit, and you go there, and you change agents, and
there's
bada
no,
bing, bada boom.
and there's no buyout language. So
It's like my grandson Baylor. He changes diaper, and the next one up.
But I want to go back to what you said. I mean, I'm going to go back to that. You agreed to school X for $1 million or whatever. New agent comes along and tells your mom, I can get you 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
So you go back to school X, who you said you were coming for $1 million. I changed my mind. I'm going to school Y now, and I'm taking the 1.5. And by the way, see you later, old agent. I'm going. That's amazing to me that happened.
And also, too, they don't tell you that they're going by.
They're just gone. Yeah. So back to my question. How do you recruit? I mean, do you still talk to the high school?
So we have four tremendous high school players that are incredible.
Okay.
And everything we know that we do is a 24-hour win. We've always been about going 1-0. Mm-hmm. But as you do that, Josh Harris, as you do that, Jalen Smith and Josiah, not quite ready yet, right?
Yeah.
But guess who was? Chaz Lanier, 4 years.
Yeah.
He's going to get drafted. He'll be our first draft pick ever, right? Tennessee's going to claim him, but it's 4 years. Come on.
Right. I'm with you.
However, with that said, Frank, you got a guy like Chaz Lanier. You beat South Carolina and Georgia Tech. He makes 6 threes against Baylor, and then North Florida. Didn't they just beat South Carolina and Georgia Tech? Right. Oh, what do they have? Oh, they got this guy. Oh, they got those two guys.
Well, that's right.
Bada bing, bada boom. So now, okay, I got maybe 3, probably 5. Hey, I can't miss on Chaz again. It's Josiah. He's going to Indiana.
Well, you just hit that, but you just said something that I hadn't thought about till we started this interview.
Whoa.
Beating.
A bat was coming.
Yeah, my back's turning the other way. So protect me.
I got you. I was a catcher.
Yes, you are. Yeah, you are. I feel better.
Play at the plate. Come on.
But you beat South. I never thought about it till you said it. You beat South Carolina and Georgia Tech. Now you're on the radar of a team, of a recruiting coordinator at freaking wherever that you wouldn't have been on before. That's a terrible way for it to work.
The problem is he's getting older.
Yeah.
He's way better than Wine.
I'm way old. I mean,
he's way better than Wine.
But I never thought about that. So it works against you.
But my point is, that's what they have on their staffs.
Yeah.
All this dude does, that's it.
And the football teams all quit having spring games because they didn't want the other recruiters to see their guys. I mean, but I never
I
thought.
forgot about him. He had a torn ACL. He redshirted.
Right, that's right. But I never thought about the fact, Matthew, that beating South Carolina and beating Georgia Tech makes more power forwards who want to steal your guys find you and watch you more closely.
And don't forget a 3.59 GPA.
Yeah.
And don't forget they play for us. Our staff is just amazing. You know that.
I do.
So they know they're getting the whole package.
Yeah.
And they know, Chaz Lanier. I've gotten more calls about, how did you do it? These NBA guys, like, do this, do that. What did you do? How did you? The kid worked, number one. Number two, we're very specific in how we do certain things in growth. Now, these guys are going to, get to take a step back because they're not doing that, they're not part of that. But, like, when Chaz was starting to blow up, there was a definite correlation between the agent level. But going back to your original question, it is what it is. It's a 9 to 12 month deal. And we're going to do the best we can. You got to strike lightning in a bottle, right? You might get a Chaz Lanier and a Josh Harris, and next thing you know, bada bing, bada boom, we're going to be picked to win the league.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, Liam Murphy never even played a game the year before. Liam Murphy, in 4 years of college basketball, played as many games as Josiah and Jalen.
Yeah.
He was hurt that much.
Right.
And he's going to Purdue.
And he's going to Purdue.
You know why? 104 threes, 42%. That'll get you something.
Well, which is a great transition to the other thing I want to ask you about, and that is the game.
I'm soaking wet, by the way. I'm sweating.
Well, you got long sleeves and turtlenecks and all this hats. And what are you doing here? It's hot out here. It's hot out here.
It's baseball.
Yeah, that's right. But I will tell you that, and you were ahead of the game on this, you can't win now if you don't make threes. I don't care if you slash, kick it out, dunk. You can't. Florida won the national championship. I went to San Antonio. I watched, okay. You know why they won? Because they made a bunch of goddamn threes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why they had great inside guys.
Sure.
But you can't win anymore. You can't if you don't make threes. And I'll give you. I've always told you this. When I watch UNF play, how do you guys always get so many good looks? I mean, the other team's trying to defend you.
Yeah, twofold. Number one, let's go back to Florida.
Yeah.
All right, number 10, whatever his name is, Houck. Is that his
Houck,
name?
yeah.
Back-to-back, Clayton back-to-back.
Yeah.
They should have never beat Texas Tech.
And that's how they did, those 4 threes.
And then conversely, Duke, quote-unquote, should have never beat Houston.
Right.
So you're talking about two teams that meet in the championship during this,
Used to meet Duke,
not Final Four, but Texas Tech was Elite Eight. But my point is, right? And what was it? Threes.
Right.
And so those threes got you back in the game. Same thing when they beat Duke, when number 21, whatever his name is, Sharp or whatever for Houston, made those big threes.
Right.
And so it's such an equalizer. And I heard you guys talking earlier about the Celtics, and you were talking about somebody else that wasn't making threes.
Right.
And like
T-Wolves in the first game,
Celtics were 25 for 100 or whatever it is. And they're this and they're this. Like garbage. That's baloney. That's baloney. What Jason Tatum should have done maybe was pass the ball earlier,
right?
As opposed to he ran the same play, which we do too. Run it again, make them stop you. But there's other options, right? And that's why we get so many open threes, because our guys understand the options and the fact that there's more looks than there is just one.
I see more teams all across college basketball. More teams, they bring it up court. And I'm not going to describe this very eloquently, but it's my take on it. And they're not.
By the way, you're awesome with the Jaguars. You're amazing play. No, you're amazing play-by-play. You really are. You enjoy on the radio.
I have a blast.
You act like you're there.
I'll lose my mind, but I appreciate you saying that. So thank you, very kind.
I think it's great.
Guys in college basketball, college play, they're not sure whether to take the three. They're not sure. Do they shoot it? Do I pass it? And if you're tentative and you hesitate, you're not going to make it. Okay? They're not sure. They're not. That and your guys have no doubt. Your guys have no doubt. There's no bad threes, right? The threes layup. What is it? Don't say it. I'm going to say it. Dunks, layups, and open threes. Did I say it right?
That's fine.
Okay, that's close, right?
Layups and dunks and wide open threes.
Okay, I was close. So
go back to what you said. You remember you just used the word doubt?
Yeah.
You know what the saying is?
Tell me.
So the word doubt, right? What does it do? It makes you freeze a little bit, right?
Yeah.
When in doubt, shoot.
Yeah.
Always be in doubt.
Yeah.
That's right. Right?
That's
so
right.
Someone says,
right.
Somebody has this thing, a red light, green light, yellow light shot selection coach. Like, what do you, like, ours are neon.
Yeah.
Like, you're either going to shoot it or you're going to move it.
Right.
Shoot it or move it. Shoot it or move it. Like, that's it.
Do you like the game where it is now? College basketball, is it better, worse, same?
No, it's great.
You like it?
Yeah, it's great. The problem is, if you saw in the tournament, like, there's no going to be Cinderellas anymore.
Right. No,
because
that's right.
all of them guys are going up.
That's right.
So let's say we have this great team next year, which we could have possibly had.
Yeah.
Well, this team could possibly be one of those teams with threes. Oh, my goodness. You know, a little bit. We better watch out. That's going to be a little bit more difficult because all of the guys are recruiting video, and they're looking at statistics, analytics. Move them up. And there's more scholarships.
Yeah.
We can't forget that. 1992, they took away 2.
Right.
Well, what happened to basketball? Oh, got even. Got a little bit more parity.
Can you imagine the headaches, heartburn you'd have had trying to keep Beach, Bebe, Nesbitt, obviously Dallas, from going to freaking Georgia Tech and Tech? Can you imagine? What that would have been like?
No,
because they'd all gotten calls, bro. I mean, that whole. Hang on.
Well, a couple of them were.
Yeah. Were they really? They were. But I mean, honest to God, first Dallas Moore, Beach would have been called by everybody in town. Nesbitt, Davenport, Daniels. They all. I mean, you talk about Josh Harris getting blank agents. How many were those guys? I mean, how many calls would those guys have
What's
gotten?
the best thing ever happened to UNF basketball with Dallas Moore? He got an osprey tattoo on his chest.
Yeah.
I'm not a tattoo fan.
Yeah.
But that one I was.
Wasn't the story that you were with you were Donovan, I think?
Oh my gosh! And he almost screwed that whole thing.
Dallas, tell me the story. Dallas is lighting it up, and he's telling people. Tell me that story.
It was Richard Pitino. Who's gotten really, really,
Donovan. Okay,
he's gotten really, really good.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He's big time coach.
Yeah.
And he was at FIU.
Okay.
And he keeps on leaning forward right in front of me. Hey, I'm telling you, Richard. I'm telling because he was on his staff.
Yeah.
Like this dude is like the real deal. And he would lean back.
This is Donovan. Okay.
I'm like, Coach, please do me a favor. Like, quit talking. Driss. Coach, I think we're going to get him. Like, would you please quit talking? So we go to Vegas. I said to Dallas, I said, if I go to Vegas, you're the only guy I'm going to go see.
Okay.
And I don't like doing that because you really put yourself in a bad position.
Yeah.
And he said, Coach, if you come to Vegas, that would mean the world to me. I'm booking it.
Yeah.
Donovan sat there. I sat out there. Like
Right.
Nowhere near him.
Right.
I was not going to let him screw this up. There is no way I was going to let him screw this up. He had 2 McDonald's All-Americans on that team.
Yeah.
Casey Hill and Billy Walker.
Chris Walker.
Chris Walker.
That's right.
And you know who else was on the team? Joel Embiid.
Oh, what? How about that? How about that group? Wow.
They had a dude who went to Texas. Then Davenport was on the team.
Yeah.
They had a dude, another Division One. They had a dude went to Kansas.
Okay, and Embiid. Yeah, how about that?
In Dallas.
and Billy's trying to get somebody else to sign
Coach,
Dallas.
Please, would you quit? Please.
Quit telling everyone. That's a great story. Tell me about your team. This coming up next year.
First of all, what we return.
Yeah.
Mason Lee.
Okay.
From Providence.
Yep.
Is our most experienced returner entering his 3rd year.
Okay. Wow.
And he redshirted.
Wow. Your most experienced guy redshirted.
Cameron Oriole, by the way, 4-0 on that 359. He'll be our leading returning scorer, about 7 points a game.
Wow.
And it is what it is.
Well, yeah. Well, for people that don't know, Josiah and Harris both went to Indiana.
That's correct.
Liam went to Purdue.
That's correct.
Right. Who else? Who am I missing? Jalen, that's right.
East Tennessee State.
Yes.
He was another one that joined the Dallas Moore, Yvonne Gonde-Rosa, and Jose Plessier.
Yeah.
And you forgot about this one, Emmanuel Adedoyan.
I did. Yeah.
All those guys have led the league in assists.
Right. Wow.
So he's in a rare company. But
so you have to go in. So you have no choice but to be heavy in the portal. You had no choice.
So we signed 4 early.
All right.
Really good freshmen.
Okay.
Gabe Jacobs from Georgia is really special.
Okay.
Looks like a linebacker.
Right.
Plays like he reminds you a lot like Chris Paul.
Okay.
With his ability and his
physical
body.
guard.
Mason Watkins, daddy is a junior college coach forever.
Okay.
He actually had his first birthday party at Coach Kennan's house when they were both on staff at Campbell.
Okay.
How about that one?
All right.
6'2", 6'3",
Yeah.
high state high jump champ.
All right.
Really, really talented. I think that kid has a really, really good chance. We got him from Iowa.
Okay.
So Midwest guy, right? Another Midwest guy from Ohio. 5'8" as a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
Chaz Lanier was 5'6".
Okay. Wow.
5'8". He's 6'8" now. He claims 6'9". I don't like to give halves.
Okay.
So he's 6'8", lefty. Athletic as a beast.
Okay.
Plays with the energy that we all want everybody to play with.
Good.
He's got a chance. And then there's this really special story, JT Escobar, who you remember.
Yes.
He talk about what you're doing.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing with basketball.
Awesome.
He said, Coach, I'm going to go back because I had everything growing up, and I'm going to give back to Apalachicola and to Tallahassee.
That's awesome.
And it's called Equal Shot.
Okay.
Well, he had 3 people come out his first tryout ever. His first workout ever when he left in 2021, and B.J. Plummer was one of them. And he's coming to play for us. 6'6", long, shoots it. He's got an unbelievable upside. Like Jalen Nesbitt type.
Yeah.
I don't want to put him out there for the defense.
But I get
part.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And then you flip it and you say, okay, Coach, what else did you do? Well, we went to the portal.
Yeah.
We got 4 freshmen. We really like. Don't forget, Arden, the 7-footer from Canada, is a freshman.
Right.
He redshirted. He could have played this year. He wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But hey, he raised his hand when I asked about the agents. We beat South Carolina, Georgia Tech. He didn't even play. He raised his hand.
I'll be darned.
I go, seriously? He goes, yeah. First of all, I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, right. He didn't play and he got called. He didn't play. Yeah. But because your team was on the map.
Exactly.
I'll be damned.
We got Arden. He redshirted as well, too.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the portal, you say, okay, what'd you do? Okay, Dalton Gaiman, another kid from Missouri, so another Midwestern, right? Really strong. You'll love him. He's got a great clip on Twitter where he wrestles they fighting for a ball and he throws them down like Ezekiel Ballig in a little WWE. And then we got another guard from down in West Palm, played at Lafayette, was all Patriot League, but he got hurt this year. Just like Liam.
Right.
Like Liam got hurt. Nobody wanted him. Played at Columbia, right?
Right.
But I'm not saying nobody wanted him.
I know what you mean.
But his mom doesn't like to fly, and she wants to watch him play.
Ah, okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah,
Carter Hendrickson's mom wants to move to Florida.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
That worked out all right.
So we really love Devin Hines. Like, we really think he's got a chance. And then the other one that, I don't know if you want to talk about it or not. It doesn't matter. KJ.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got KJ Jackson.
Yeah.
First time.
Who was at JU? Yeah.
First time that's ever happened.
Yeah. I don't ever remember happening before. Yeah.
No, first time it's ever been a crossover or whatever you want to call it.
So you know what? But that you just described.
He can shoot the pee out of it.
Yeah, he's a very good shooter. You just described, by the way, the life of not just mid-major coaches. You just described the life of a college basketball coach. Let me see what you just went through. 4 really good freshmen, 4 really good portal guys, a couple guys that redshirted. That's your team. It's no longer my third leading scorer in school history. That's over. That's over. And so that's the world you got to live in. By the way, I don't like it. I mean, I'm an old guy and I'm an old fan, and I don't like it. But hey, like you and all the coaches say, you can complain all you want. It's the world we're in.
Yeah, I don't consider. I'm not in that realm. I don't think the word complain is used properly. Quite frankly, I think when reality comes into play, you ain't complaining.
Yeah.
This is the reality.
That's right.
I did not like new norm coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
I did not like that term.
Yeah.
But it fits.
Yeah.
So if that's the term and that's what fits, the only thing we have to reel in is how we're going to pay them. I love they're getting paid.
Yeah.
But how we're going to have to pay them, how we're going to have to contract them, how we're going to have to do. We have to figure that out as adults. Because if not, then you're going to go here and go there and go here and go there.
Yeah.
And I want you to have a degree. I want you to have a home. I want you to call whatever your place, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you call your 4th, 5th school?
That's right.
And so it's I know the lawsuit's going to get settled, and I'm glad they're going to grandfather in the roster limits.
Correct.
However, I think the biggest picture is we got to get to the feet of the swan and the duck.
Yeah.
Because
That's
we can't keep doing this. We've been doing this since 2018 when the portal changed.
Yeah,
and then COVID came, and then NIL came, and then the collectives came, and then multiple transfers came, and then, okay, we're going to pay them now. And now, I mean, I'm going to tell you, there was a guy that told me, it took one of our players, and I'm not going to say who, therefore it's a blanket statement. He said, Drisk, I can't stand it. I'm not even recruiting. I'm buying players.
Right.
He said, but I have to.
Right.
Because they are.
Yeah, right. And so I'm taking one of yours.
No, he did.
Matthew Driscoll, the head coach at UNF. You're the best. Thanks for coming by. I know you had a lot of things. Matthew left campus. His Friday was done, and I dragged him back here. So
you didn't drag me back. Let me tell you why I came back. You want to really know why I came back?
I do.
Because I love you.
You're the best.
There's a lot of respect for what you do, and there's several of you guys that you know I really care for. And so when you said that to me, I thought, you know what? How can we make this work?
Yeah, you're the best.
How can I get some Mother's Day stuff done? How can I be with my grandson? And then how can I make this work?
I appreciate you. You're the best. Matthew
I love
Driscoll,
you.
head coach at UNF. Back in a moment to wrap the program. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The PGA Tour playing at the Philadelphia Cricket Club for the Truist Championship Round 1 on Thursday. It is the penultimate event before the PGA Championship next week at Quail Hollow. The golf course has been around since 1922, but this is the first time that the PGA Tour has made a stop. Rory McIlroy is the defending champion from when it was the Wells Fargo Championship. He's plus 500 to repeat as champion. Colin Morikawa and Ludwig Oberg are both plus 1,500. Xander Schauffele plus 1,600. Justin Thomas and Patrick Cantlay both plus 1,800. And Jordan Spieth and Tommy Fleetwood both plus 2,500. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. We handle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning all under one roof. That's one call, one company, and one bill that won't give you a heart attack. For fast, reliable, and slightly ducky service, call 904-862-6769 or waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Fantastic news here. Due to overwhelming response, Beard's Diamonds extending their amazing earring and bracelet sale for Mother's Day. Hicken here. So now through Mother's Day, you can still save up to 40% off diamond earrings and diamond tennis bracelets. It's Beard's most ambitious offer ever, and response has been incredible. The corporate-owned big box stores can't touch these prices. Beard's locally owned, man. Say hi to the Lupos when you go over there. The freedom to give you pricing you deserve. Highest quality diamond jewelry. Celebrate the mothers in your life with something they'll appreciate for decades to come. They also have special pricing on other Mother Day favorites, including colored gemstones, pearls, pendants, and fashion jewelry. Beard's Diamonds, your destination for making this Mother's Day truly special. Don't miss Beard's Diamonds' biggest sale ever. Up to 40% off Beard's already beatable value price. Now through Mother's Day at the Town Center. Only locally owned jeweler. It's Beard's Diamonds.
Summer in Jacksonville. Sun's out, flip-flops on, and whoa! Well, there goes Uncle Bob into the pool again. Protect your pool deck with Don't Slip Deck Coatings of Jacksonville. Their multi-layered slip-resistant coatings keep you on your feet, not on your backside. Durable, stylish, and way cheaper than an ER visit. Don't Slip Deck Coatings even has indoor options so your kitchen floor isn't a skating rink. Call 904-466-1839 for a free quote and follow Don't Slip Jacks on Facebook and Instagram.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 in St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
I'm Max Fink on your Gator station. 1010XL is your pipeline to Gator Nation. Listen to the Gator Report all year round.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators. 1010XL.
Go, Gators! Raise the stakes on excitement at Best Bet, your go-to spot for unbeatable entertainment with locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine. Not a poker pro? No problem. Get in on the casual games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em and one-card poker. Hungry? Fuel up your game. We're serving up delicious bites and craft cocktails, and we're open late. For details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com. Best Bet, your go-to spot for a thrilling night.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
If you're ready to transform your yard with a fence that stands out, elevate your curb appeal with Superior Fence and Rail. Superior takes pride in offering first-class service, friendly installers, and unmatched fence products. Mention this ad and get $250 off your next project. It's time to get off the fence and call today.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Too busy for Mother's Day? That's no excuse. Not when a simple call or online visit to Kuhn Flowers would do the trick. I'm RJ Saunders with 1010XL. Take care of your mother by ordering a floral arrangement today from Kuhn Flowers. KuhnFlowers.com.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball is home this weekend at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark. Join us tonight for fireworks and tomorrow at 6:35 for more fireworks. And Mental Health Awareness Night with free beach hats to the first 2,000 fans through the main gate, courtesy of River Point Behavioral Health and Five-Star. Catch on the field and free face painting before the game on Baptist Health Sunday Family Fun Day at 3:05. JackShrimp.com for tickets.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jacks cool since '87.
All right, over the course of the show today, we talked a lot of UNF athletics. Nick Morrow joined us from Alabama, where the Ospreys are trying to win the South softball, the softball conference championship. What a good team, 22-2 in the league. 44-13 overall, and 1 win away from an ASUN championship. So congratulations, Jeff Conrad and that team. A 1 win away. Congratulations if they win, and I think they're going to. We're here at the UNF baseball field. They are tied now 4-4 with Queens. Queens won the first game 7-0 in this doubleheader. It was supposed to be 3-game series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but they moved everything up to today. 2 games today, 1 tomorrow, because big rain is supposed to come in on Sunday. So everybody's trying to kind of get ahead of it a little bit. So right now it's 4-4. Top half of the 6th inning. Again, UNF has won the first game and is trying to sweep Queens and trying to make their way in to the tournament. We also talked with Matthew Driscoll, my buddy Matthew Driscoll from the UNF basketball team. Well, what a good guest he is. He's funny. He's down to earth. And look, he told a story that I never thought about, but he made a great point. And he's right. They go and beat South Carolina and Georgia Tech. It's the first time a mid-major team has ever started the season by going and beating 2 Power Fours. It's never happened before. And they did not want – you get these – what happens is you get these bye games, and these teams get $100,000 or whatever the number is, and they go play that game, and they lose because the Power Fours generally beat the mid-majors. But even though they lose the game, they get their $100,000 or whatever the number is. And that's part of the ecosystem of college athletics. Well, what's not supposed to happen is you pay a guy $100,000 to come play, and then they beat you, or whatever. That may not be the number, $50,000, whatever it is. But you're not supposed to spend all this money, and then they come and win the game against you. But that's what's happened with UNF, and they beat Georgia Tech and South Carolina. That's how the season started. What I didn't think about is what Matthew Driscoll just told us. It's one of the best things that could happen, but also one of the worst if you think about it, because now everybody around the country who mines this portal says, wonder who they have. How did they beat both South Carolina and Georgia Tech? How do you win 2 of those games? They must have somebody special, and all of a sudden they start trying to get your players. JU went and beat Virginia Tech. They did the same thing. They beat one team in the Power Four, and the next thing you know, everyone's trying to get their players. So it's harder than ever. The world in college athletics now, Nick Morrow talked about it, Matthew Driscoll, and we've talked about it on the program countless times. The world in college athletics is at the mid-major level, you recruit a player and you tell the player, look, we'll develop you, come have a big year, and then we'll help you get to Tennessee. That was never the case before. The Power Four trying to get your kids transferred were the enemy. Now they're almost your partner in crime. They're almost your partner is, hey, we'll get you to Purdue. You come play. You come give us a good year or 2, and we'll get you to – that's the new world, and it's a crazy new world. So that's where we've been. Tomorrow is the Jaguars rookie minicamp. I think many of us in the media will be there. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. I'm looking forward to really trying to get an idea of what I think some of these young guys are going to look like. The reality is, and it's the real reality, the reality is a lot of these young guys are going to wind up making the team. Travis Hunter's going to be on the team. I'm pretty sure Rensaw's got a great chance to be their starting safety. I believe that in all my heart. I think Tootin's got a real good chance. Would anybody be surprised if Bashul Tootin, JJ, stay with me on this. Would anybody be surprised if you looked up in week 11 and Bashul Tootin was their running back? JJ, would that shock you?
As a starter?
Yes, week 11,
that would shock me.
It would not shock me. And I'm not saying that's where they're headed, and I'm not saying I'm even going to predict it, but it would not be surprised if you look up in week 11, again, Travis Etienne, and by the way, I think we have a lightning delay. We must have a lightning delay because they've stopped play. And even though there's no rain, we do have a lightning delay. There's no rain. It's 4-4 in the top of the 6th, and we're just about out of time, but they'll update you certainly on the social media channels. But anyway, would not shock me if Tootin by a week. Again, I'm not predicting that, but the point is Wyatt Milam might wind up being their left guard. Rensaw might wind up being their starting safety. Tootin might wind up being their running back. Hunter, is going to be one of their wide receivers. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I can't wait to watch it. So it's going to be fun. We're going to keep our eye on it. That much is for sure. Okay, let's say hello to Rick Ballou.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Rick Ballew's with us. Rick, I know there's I know you also have some family stuff, but you might be out of that practice tomorrow, right? You considering it?
Yeah, I absolutely go to them all. I'm just going to figure out if I'm leaving tonight for Tampa or tomorrow after minicamp. Yep. I'll know after 8 o'clock, but certainly I prefer the latter. I want to get out there and
I know you do
and see this. I am on vacation next week, but I'm starting to hear from quite a few season ticket holders who had an opportunity to go out there today. So. We have a great fan base, and they're now spilling information and telling me, who looked good and what looked good today. So it's kind of interesting to hear from them. But, the thing that is going to really be funny tomorrow, not funny, but amazing tomorrow, is just how fast this rookie class is.
Yeah, we all talked about it. The one thing they did, they took a slower team and turned it into a fast team. There's no question. And all of a sudden, particularly the skill spots, Rick, that is a really, really fast team. So we're getting a little lightning out here. So I'm going to ask you real quickly, what's coming up on the program tonight?
Lightning is not good.
I just saw there's a lightning delay, and now I just saw the lightning. So I'm going to say, Rick, tell me what's coming up tonight on the program. And then I'm going to take my headset off. That's what I'm going to do.
Go ahead and take that down. Yeah, we're in the studio here, so JJ and I will be safe. But, again, this is my last opportunity to talk with Jaguar fans for a week. And, again, I hope to be out at minicamp, but we'll certainly take a look at everything that's going on. I got a couple of things I want to do as far as the schedule, since I'll miss next Wednesday's show, and an idea that I've approached in the world of college football as well. So we're going to have plenty to do here over the next couple of hours.
All right, sounds good, Rick. We appreciate it, buddy. Rick Ballew goes into the night, and that comes up right now. That'll do it for our program. I do want to thank our friends from UNF for having us out here. As always, we come back on Monday. Hays Carlyon will rejoin me. We'll all be at the practice. Hays will be there, by the way. I talked to him tomorrow. He should have a one-on-one interview with Caleb Ransaw, it looks like, as well. So we're looking forward to that. Go see the Jags tomorrow. If you already signed up already, sign up. You'll be awfully glad you did. We're out of here. For the absent Hays Carlyon, for JJ LaSelva, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.